welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, my name is Lou and we dairy farm here in Manitoba, Canada. This morning here we're just working on getting some cows all hoof trimmed. Not exactly my favorite job in the world, but definitely one of the most important that needs to get done. Got all our cows here that we want to trim right here. Just chasing a few more up to the chute there to get going. Usually I like taking about 4 or 5 at once. So this is our little holding pen we use, and then we chase them through the chute 1 cow at a time. Pretty easy, stress-free setup. So we finished up hoof trimming there. Now I gotta go run and grab another load of corn because we were almost out again in our feed bin. But first, there's still some leftover oats left in the truck. We gotta take those out of there, put them in a tote bag, and then hopefully go run and get some corn yet today. Probably only about 100 or 150 bushels in there, so it's not too bad. We are playing a guessing game. When is the bag gonna be full? Shut it off before the bag gets full. Can't be that hard, right? That's only half full. Might just need one more bag yet. So there ended up being about 2.5 tote bags worth of those oats still on the truck here. We wanted to put those in a tote bag because we didn't want to throw those back in a bin and then take up a whole bin space, as we also do not have any oats this year. We're not growing any oats. The only oats we are growing now are the ones I seeded last week, but those are for chopping. And we're going to chop that as a grass silage, hopefully this fall yet. So just on the way to get the corn now. Well, hopefully that's going to be the last load of corn we have to buy in, because now our barley is actually about 3 weeks away from combining. So once we have that in a bin, we will no longer need to be buying corn in, and that's going to save the farm a ton of money. So we're really looking forward to that. So today too, we actually had a local welder here all day working on our silage high dump there behind me. You guys have seen this in some previous videos. This is what we use for chopping, and this dumps directly into the tandem. We are just replacing the entire floor on this unit. That's what the inside of that looks like. Today he got the floor all cut out of it. It was slowly just rotting away on us, so we figured we better get it replaced before the silage starts falling out of the bottom. Well, not much left there. So here's the new floor that we're putting in that wagon. 3/16 flat sheet steel. It's already bent and prepped. So all they got to do now tomorrow is slide the sheets in there and start welding it back together. So I'll keep you guys updated how that goes. So far it looks pretty good. And then we're going to do some extra work here on the front axle. All the pins and bushing needs replacing, so we're going to do that as well while we're at it. Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind for this video here, but if you guys clicked on today's video, you guys already know what I'm about to show you. We have ourselves a pretty big disaster here on the farm. This is what a barley silage bag is supposed to look like. Nice and uniform, extremely well packed and tight. But we have another silage bag here that does not look like that at all. It looks like this. This barley bag exploded. Literally exploded on us last night about 8 p.m. This barley bag opened up like a zipper in, I bet you, less than 5 seconds. Unbelievable. Absolutely crazy. All the way down the whole 250 feet, completely wide open. So now we are in a desperate need to start rebagging this stuff. So before anybody starts commenting that maybe it's just a silage bag, poor plastic quality, it's not. We have actually done this before, where we overfilled a bag and packed it too tight, but this is our first time where it actually exploded on us. And we've heard horror story of this happening to other guys, so it's a real thing. It does happen. No farmer wishes this does happen, but as you can see, we are a bit far past that point of hoping it doesn't happen. So the plastic we use on our farm is called Up North Plastics. They 100% definitely stand behind their product, and I do believe they have the best silage bag on the market. We've tried other bags and they do not stretch anywhere near as nice as these Up North bags. So there's definitely no hate towards the bag. It is completely 100% our fault. We overpacked this bag, and we know we overpacked it because I'll put up a picture right here. Not even 12 hours after bagging it, the bag was already stretching. And 2 years ago we did the exact same thing, but that one never did explode. It held its shape and it was good until we fed out of it. But this one, on the other hand, did not. Now I'm not sure if that's because I closed it too soon. I left it open for a week, let all the gases come out, but maybe I should have left a corner open or something for an extra week to let some extra gases come out, and maybe this would have never happened. But it's a little too far past that point. So this is our silage bagger we use. It's an Ag Bag G6170. And then here is our pressure gauge on how tight we can pack the silage. So if there's anybody watching that has this same bagger or similar one, let me know in the comments what you guys use for pressures on all types of forages. So alfalfa silage, we set it to 500 psi and we've never had an issue with it. Corn silage, 500 to 525 usually is where we're at on the pressure. And then barley silage, no more than 450. That's what we found, and we are packing the bag extremely tight, probably tighter than it's supposed to be. But 450 max for barley silage. This bag here behind me was actually packed at 500, and that is why it blew up. It was just way too tight, and we stretched the plastic way too much. Sometimes it would be nice to maybe write down what pressures you use in a notebook, because we completely forgot about what happened 2 years ago when we overstretched it, and that it was set at 500 for that bag as well. We should have only had it at 450 and this would have never happened. So then on the other hand, this barley bag beside it, this is the bag we did second after we did that one. This one was set at 450 psi on that pressure gauge, and I think that is the perfect sweet spot when you're bagging barley silage, or even if someone guy out there is doing wheat silage. I'm sure it's about the same thing. But this one here, this one's definitely not going to explode because there's no stretch marks on the top yet, and this stuff has been in the bag now for 2 weeks and 2 days. So just coming to the back here, same thing. This bag just opened up like a zipper. So we really don't have many options about what to do right now, other than we are going to rebag this stuff. Definitely going to take some time and it's going to be a big process, but it needs to be done, and it needs to be done as soon as possible. Another option that we kind of thought about, but we're not going to do it, is you could put another piece of plastic over at the top of it and then put dirt all the way around the bag. But now we have all this barley silage that's loose and has been now exposed to air for the last 12 hours. All this would 100% guarantee be waste, more than likely. So we're not going to go that route. We don't feel that that's the proper way to go about this. Same this side. This whole side would probably be waste. And the other thing would be, how do we get dirt all the way down this bag when we have this bag in the way, and then we also have bags on this side of it all in the way? Definitely not going to start scooping dirt by hand. And I mean, we could get a telehandler here. It would probably reach over top of this and dump it, but again, you're just going to have all that wasted silage because it's all loose now and not packed. And it's not going to be very logistical to try to dig all that dirt now out of the silage as you're feeding into it. So it just doesn't make sense to us. One benefit right now is that this silage is actually 100% fermented already. It is actually ice cold inside there. So that is one positive thing. Rebagging this now, it's going to be 100% all exposed to oxygen, especially when we start digging into it and repacking it. So not sure what's going to happen with that. It might try to re-ferment again because you're exposing it all to air. I don't really know the science behind that, but most likely we'll start to try to re-ferment, but hopefully it's still going to be a usable product at the end of the day, because there's probably over 350 ton right here and we desperately need the feed. So we're kind of praying this all works out for us in the end, but I guess only time will tell. And go steal the neighbor's hoof here because I feel like this is going to go a lot faster with a 6-yard bucket versus the 1.5-yard bucket we have on our loader tractor. So definitely not a small machine, that's for sure. Well, we got the bagger here all set up now. Dumped the first load in here. This bucket is about a foot wider than our whole blow deck. So we might be losing a little bit on the sides, but we're not gonna worry about it. This looks like it's gonna be a long day. Yep. Really, really long day. We're gonna see how well this works, just loading it with the loader straight onto the blow deck. But we might change up our game plan here if this is gonna be a hassle. And we're just gonna load the tandem, and then the tandem will dump on the blow deck. So we're gonna try this way first, I guess. This thing is just a monster. Definitely not a small loader. L150E. Making this work. It's definitely really messy. Trying not to scoop up any plastic with the bucket, but we can only do so much here. Definitely doesn't look very pretty, but by the time we're done, that's going to be spotless. It's definitely working okay right now with us loading it directly onto the high dump with this Hoof, with this loader, but it is also very slow going. So one bucket at a time, and we're going to get her done though. Definitely trying to grab the biggest buckets I can here to try to make this go a little faster, but it's very hard to grab the sides that's leaning against the bags that are not broken, because we definitely do not want to hit those and put a hole in those at all. So that's kind of why I'm just digging straight down the middle right now, and I'm going to worry about cleaning up those sides thereafter. So I was going through here and then dumping on the back of the high dump, but now we're in front of this corn silage bag here. So now I'm actually driving around these two piles and dumping it onto the side of it. So then we're not spilling anything over the side of that wagon there, because this bucket is about a foot wider than that blow deck. Guys were to ask if me and Dad here are having fun, the answer is definitely a fat no. This is definitely the last thing we want to be doing. And two, to top this all off, today's actually a holiday. We have a holiday Monday here up in Canada, Terry Fox Day I believe, and we're out here rebagging silage. Just a disaster. So every time I get up to the pile here, I'm making sure I find the ground with the bucket and that cutting edge, and then I lift it up about an inch off the ground, just to make sure I'm not grabbing any plastic or dirt. We're about halfway done here now, just trying to clean up a little bit with the skid steer here along that other bag. We are fighting this plastic because it keeps trying to get into the bucket, and then when I go dump on that blow deck, there's plastic in there, so not having a good time here. So I'm trying not to grab any plastic, but very, very hard when you got plastic 360 degrees all the way around the silage. But a couple more hours, and I think that's gonna look like there was never a bag there before. So here's the bag we're filling up. Trying to keep this clean too while we're going, but is what it is at this point. We kind of just want to get this done with now. Looking good. Let's hope this one here doesn't get a big stretch mark in it too and blow up. But we're not pushing the pressure up too high. We're actually staying about that 400, 425 right now, because now we got a little bit nervous. We don't want this one to blow back up either. Definitely on the positive side of things is that this barley silage really smells good. Like, it smells amazing. That's about the only positive thing I can think about this whole thing. At least we're not scooping up poop and digging into a manure pit. At least we got a good smell around us right now. Now we got ourselves a really good rhythm all of a sudden. Maybe it's just because we really want to get this done very fast. I'm not sure, but figured out how to get most of the silage there off of the side of the bag. So now instead of just digging right through the middle, I'm kind of cleaning up as I go, but I'm not able to clean up 100% obviously. We're gonna clean up all the extra stuff that I can't get with the skid steer later when we're almost done, but this is going really, really nice. ever glad that is done. That took way longer than I could have ever imagined it was going to take. But I think we got most of it all cleaned up here. I am willing to bet you we cleaned up about 95 to 98% of it. And we also got an inch of rain now, which if it blew up now, today, after getting an inch of rain, this would be a whole different story and a completely different mess. There is nothing worse than playing in mud and trying to clean this up. But I am impressed with how close we got to this other bag here and cleaned it up without wrecking it. There is not much left here on the ground. We got this little pile here, a little bit on that side yet, and we're going to scrape the dirt completely clean. But all of that is going to end up going straight into manure pile, and I bet you there's maybe a tandem load here on the ground yet. So I'm very impressed with the job we did, honestly. Even better yet, we got it all under plastic again. We still got to close up this end of the bag yet, and then clean up a little bit stuff here as well. But my God, am I ever glad this is done. Definitely could have never asked for better timing of when this happened, even though it was on a holiday weekend. But the weather was perfect, and if it blew up now, like I said, this could be a completely different story, and maybe we would have only saved about 80% of it, because the other 20% would have just been covered in mud. So we are going to end today's video here. We'll be back to our original programming, what I originally had in mind for this video, in the next video. We got some major crop updates to show you guys. The corn is looking absolutely amazing. The oats I seeded the other week are out of the ground and growing. So if you guys want to see some more of that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Really helps grow the YouTube channel out. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.